Hi, fifth grade. It's Mrs. Feathers. I'm going to go over your grammar practice pages with you for the week. This week you will be assigned pages 36 to 39. On Monday you will have assigned and due page 36. On Tuesday you will have assigned and due pages 37 and 38. And on Wednesday you will have assigned and due page 39. Your first page is page 36. And the box at the top tells us that to form the plural of nouns that end in F or FE, you change the F to a V and then add ES. If you have a plural noun that ends in a vowel followed by an O, so A, E, I, O, or U, and then an O, you just add an S. For example, spooky season, the word boo. There's a fly in my room. Boo ends in OO, so vowel, then O, so you just add an S to make it booze. If you have a plural noun ending in a consonant and then an O, so any other letter other than A, E, I, O, and U, then you add S or ES. So for example, the word hero ends in an R, which is a consonant, and then O, so I add an ES. Some nouns name a group. These are called collective nouns. So a collective noun can either be singular or plural. Collective nouns are words like class, band, jury. That fly is just everywhere. Part A, you're going to complete each sentence by writing the plural form of each noun in parentheses. Number 1 says, the blank of the horses struck the stone roads. I see the word hoof in parentheses, and I need to make it plural. Because hoof ends in F, I have to change the F to a V and add ES. So on the line, I'm going to spell out hooves. You will do the same directions for 2 through 5. Make sure you're using the box at the top to check the rules for each of those words. On the bottom, you're reading each sentence. You're going to underline the collective noun. I already have the lines made for you. All you need to do is click and drag to identify the collective nouns. You might need to resize it a little bit. Number 6 says, our family went camping at Bright Lake last year. I have to think to myself, what word in that sentence is a collective noun? Which word is a group of people, places, or things? In number 6, the collective noun is family, because a family is a group of people. So I need to click and drag this red line to underline family. Again, this page will be assigned to you and due on Monday. On Tuesday, you have pages 37 and 38. Page 37, the box at the top reminds us that some nouns have special plural forms that do not end in an S. Some examples are oxen, which is the plural of ox, teeth, which is the plural of tooth, and feet, which is the plural of foot. Some nouns do not change whether they're singular and plural. For example, the word trout could mean 1 trout or 40 trout. Deer stays the same whether it's singular or plural. And moose stays the same whether it's singular or plural. This page, you are completing each sentence by writing the plural form of each noun in parentheses. Number 1 says, the child packed their bags for a long trip. I have to change child to the plural form, and I add REN to the end of child to make it children to identify it as plural. Use the box at the top to help you on this page, and you will finish 2 through 10 on your own. Page 38. Is looking at plural forms and appositives. So some nouns have special plural forms that do not end in S or ES. Some nouns stay the same whether they are singular and or plural. And appositives tell more about the nouns they follow. We use commas within a sentence to set off many appositives. So appositives, it's a big fancy word, and it just means that you're adding a little bit more detail about a noun. So for example, if I said, my daughter, Blake, is very silly. Blake is the appositive because I just got a little bit more detailed rather than saying my daughter. So if I were writing out that sentence, I would say my daughter, comma, Blake, comma, is very silly. Another way to identify the appositives is they are not needed for the sentence to make sense. So if you take out the appositive and the sentence still makes sense, that's kind of an easy way to identify them. So I could say, my daughter is very silly. I did not need that appositive Blake in the sentence. The directions on this page say to rewrite each sentence correctly by using the correct plural forms and adding commas where they belong. Number 1 says, our town, Grantville, will host this year's summer celebration. I see a few mistakes in here. First, there is an appositive. So the appositive here is Grantsville because it's just detailing our town a little bit more. I can take out Grantsville and it'll still make sense because it's an appositive in the sentence. So I could read the sentence, our town will host this year's summer celebration. So I need to set off that appositive with commas. So I was missing 2 commas in this sentence. There are not any other mistakes in this sentence because years is showing possession because it's this year's summer celebration, so that apostrophe is needed. I'm going to retype our town, comma, Grantsville will host this year's summer celebration. Number 2 has 1 mistake. Number 3 has an appositive, so you're missing commas, and also has a plural mistake. Number 4 has 1 mistake. And number 5 has an appositive, so it's missing 2 commas. So there's some clues for you. Your last page this week is page 39, a proofreading page. So we'll take a look at the first sentence together. The box at the top just goes over all the rules for irregular plural forms, collective nouns, and then appositives. The directions on this page say to proofread the paragraph, and on the lines below, correct any mistakes in plural nouns and comma usage. Number 1 says, or the first sentence says, I interviewed one of our school's heroes, the chief in the cafeteria. The chef, not the chief, Mrs. Feathers. This sentence has quite a few mistakes. The first mistake I see is with the word heroes, because I notice heroes, the singular form is hero, and it ends in a consonant and then O. So I need to add ES, not just S, to the end of heroes. I also notice that there's an appositive The chef should be set aside with commas, or the chief if you listened to my mistake. So I'm going to retype by saying, I interviewed one of our schools. I need to fix heroes by changing it to ES. Then I need a comma to set off the appositive, the chef. And remember, I can read a sentence without the appositive and it still makes sense. I interviewed one of our school's heroes in the cafeteria. So remember, appositives are just adding a little bit more detail, but you don't need them for the sentence to make sense. You'll need to go through the paragraph, again, fixing mistakes in plural nouns and comma usage. Please, please, please remember to go back each day after your grammar pages have been assigned to you and returned. Check for your teacher's comments. It is very important that you are checking these and making sure that you understand why you made mistakes if you do. When you go back and check and see what mistakes you make and make sure you look back and understand them, you're going to do much better on your grammar quizzes. If you don't understand why you made mistakes, please feel free to reach out to any of the reading teachers and we will explain it to you. And then if you're still having trouble on Thursday, don't forget we have all of those Google Meets set up. Please jump on those Google Meets, ask questions before you're taking any quizzes and tests. Ask any questions on assignments you might be confused on. We are here to help you and we want to help you, especially if you're at home. Have a wonderful day, 5th grade, and we will see each other soon. Bye.